Hey everybody, hope you guys are healthy and safe. So the footage you're watching right now is shot with the ultra wide angle camera of the OnePlus 9 Pro. So I got this phone kind of late, relative to all the other reviewers. So there's not a lot of point in me doing a straightforward review. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this phone, the OnePlus 9 Pro, out for a day. I'm about to hop on a bus for now, so this is like a little bit like a day in the life type of video. Okay, so right now you're watching footage shot with the OnePlus 9 Pro's main camera, that 48 megapixel sensor. But one of the first things to note about this phone is the ultra wide angle camera is also very good. It's a 50 megapixel Sony IMX766 sensor. Right now you're watching footage shot with the ultra wide. So yeah, this is the exact same ultra wide sensor used in the Oppo Find X3 Pro, and if you watch my video on that, you know how much I loved that ultra wide angle camera. So the benefit of having a high pixel ultra wide angle camera is that you keep more details and sharpness in your shot, because generally speaking ultra wide angle photos are softer on details. Like if you use a Samsung Galaxy phone, there's quite a big drop off in image quality between the main camera and the ultra wide angle camera. This main camera footage. Oh, I have the bus almost to myself. Okay, so the footage you're watching now is no longer shot with the OnePlus 9 Pro. This is now my Sony ZV-1 with a wireless mic. So let's look at the hardware of the OnePlus 9 Pro. This is a 6.6-inch OLED display. It's an LTPO panel, meaning the refresh rate can intelligently switch its variable refresh rate. It can go as high as 120 Hertz. That means animation is super smooth, buttery smooth, and drop as low as 1 Hertz. So that's for when you're like looking at a still photo or something. No matter what, this display looks great. Max brightness is 1100 nits, so not as bright as the Galaxy S21 Ultra screen, but right now directly under the sun you can still see it pretty nicely. Viewing angles, everything looks great. So this is still a curved panel, but the curved sides are not as drastic as previous years, so this results in like slightly thicker sides, which actually makes the phone feel more comfortable to hold because the sides are no longer as sharp. Now you look at the back, this is a new design for OnePlus. I am a fan because I actually didn't love the design of the OnePlus 8T or the OnePlus 8 Pro. The OnePlus 8 Pro's design was completely recycled from the 7 Pro. So this is definitely a breath of fresh air for OnePlus. This is, I believe, the color is called Morning Mist. This is like this gradient color that reflects light in different shades, and it's also very reflective, as you can see. Oh yeah, we're gonna keep track of battery life throughout the day too. So right now it is 3:19 p.m. and there is 87% battery life. Okay, so we are now in the Yuen Long district of Hong Kong. This is a front-facing video footage, by the way. So it's relatively tight crop, but you should still be able to see some of the stuff behind me. So I like Yuen Long because it's a little bit off center of Hong Kong, so it's not as busy, but at the same time it's still very lively. It still has this very vibrant vibe. So right now behind me you'll see are these kind of grandpas playing Chinese checkers. I really like this neighborhood here. It's very homey like that, but also there's a lot of good eats, so a lot of like different fusion food, Chinese food, Vietnamese food, Thai food, all of that. Let's look at the camera module of the OnePlus 9 Pro. So on the top, you have that 50 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. Like I said, this is the Sony IMX766. Down here is that 48 megapixel main camera with color science tuned by Hasselblad. I'll get into that a little bit more later, but so far I'm really impressed with the video stabilization of this camera because it has OIS. And down here is a 3.3 times optical telephoto zoom, 8 megapixel. So it's not the greatest zoom lens you're gonna find in 2021 or even 2020, but I find that gets the job done for 3 times zoom. And over here, this little tiny thing right here, it's a 2 megapixel depth sensor, which is the last time I'm gonna talk about it. This is a gimmick lens. So look at this phone as like a triple camera system. But the camera hardware is only part of the story. The other thing that makes the OnePlus 9 Pro camera so fun to use is because I'm a big fan of OnePlus's camera app. It's very easy to use and intuitive. All the modes are clearly labeled, really easy to cycle through, and you can zoom in and out relatively smoothly. This is not quite as smooth as the iPhone zoom, but definitely smoother than what you get from a Xiaomi and Samsung phone. Like, I'm just talking about zooming in and out in the Pro mode, which aka manual mode. Now, you know, this is not new in smartphones. LG pioneered this first. This has been around for a long time, but OnePlus does a really good job. So first you get a histogram, so you can see exposure if something is completely overexposed. You have a horizontal line, so you can line up your shot properly, and you also have focus peaking. So focus peaking is, you see that little orange lines around the subject, it shows you whether something is in focus or not. You know, focus peaking is quite useful if you're taking product shots. Oh, I forgot, we have to check battery life. So right now the OnePlus 9 Pro is down to 71% battery at 4:29 p.m. When I started a test earlier, I had 87% battery at 3:19. So it's only been a little bit more than an hour, but I've already dropped 16% in battery life. Now that whole hour I was on the bus, I was on the phone quite heavily, listening to podcasts, also taking some photos and videos. But still, I think you already know right now, in 1 hour heavy use, the phone dropped 16%. So battery life is a slight issue with this phone if you're using it at 120 Hz refresh rate with resolution at the maximum, WQHD+. Now there is a way around that. You can lower resolution to 1080p. It's not that big a deal. Or if you can afford a middle of the day top up, you should just do that because this phone charges very fast. You get a 65-watt charging brick included with the packaging. Okay, so now we are inside one of the many villages in Yuen Long, because you know Hong Kong usually it's full of people and it's full of skyscrapers, right? This is not a scene you usually get in Hong Kong. Oh, this is a pretty nice old school village housing. Now you see up there is a little painting with some words. I can't quite see what this says from out here, but let's test out the zoom camera, see if you can read better. Let's go up to, this is 10 times zoom. Damn, I was trying to get the cat. Okay, battery check time. It is now 6:59 p.m. and there's 37% battery left. Okay, and now this is the ultra wide angle camera. So you see the lighting still looks pretty good, although the lights right now here it's a little bit blown out. Okay, so we just finished playing basketball. We're now looking for food, and Yuen Long is really good for that. You see, everybody's eating outside right now, and this is ultra wide angle footage. Hi, man. Cheers. Cheers. This thing looks so spicy. So this is a chicken hot pot in Yuen Long. Alright, now we're getting dessert at this probably the most famous place here in Yuen Long. Finally, it's Chinese herbal grass jelly. And look at the line just to order, man. Look how huge this is, man.
Oh, I see it. All these for $86,
Yeah.
man.
Holy
This is a great.
Okay, I'm down to 1% battery now. So basically, after 6.5 hours, the phone drained 86% in battery percentage. Yeah, if you keep 120 Hz refresh rate with WQHD+, you're not going to get all day battery life. But if you drop down to 1080p, then you should be able to add an extra 4 hours to it. Alright, so my friend has a portable battery, so I was able to top up the OnePlus 9 Pro again. Okay, I am now back in where I live. Alright guys, I'm back at my co-living space right now. So yeah, the OnePlus 9 Pro. You guys were with me out in Yuen Long. You guys saw what the phone can do. I'm quite impressed with the camera. Now the Hasselblad partnership, it's basically Hasselblad helped OnePlus fine-tune the colors, and It has the Hasselblad look, which means colors are more true to life, a little bit more accurate compared to photos from a Galaxy S21 Ultra, which dials up contrast. Now, whether or not these colors look better depends on your taste, but still, I love that photos from the main camera and the ultra wide angle camera keep a level of consistency. That's something that BBK has been doing very well in 2021 with not just the OnePlus 9 Pro, but also the Vivo X60 Pro Plus and also the Oppo Find X3 Pro. Now, where the OnePlus 9 Pro falls short in camera department is zooming. This telephoto zoom lens is passable, but you know, it falls short to the S21 Ultra if you're zooming beyond 5 times. Now, when it comes to really low light performance, like as you can see, I'm taking a picture in a pitch black patio with without night mode, by the way, just point and shoot. The S21 Ultra shot is a little bit brighter than the OnePlus 9 Pro shot. I would say these two cameras are pretty close, but the S21 Ultra wins ultimately because it has a better zoom. But then you have to keep in mind, this phone, the S21 Ultra, costs like $250 US over the OnePlus 9 Pro. In fact, if you're buying the base model of the OnePlus 9 Pro, I believe you can get it for under $1,000 US right now. At least in Hong Kong. I don't know if that's the case in the UK and the US. So the OnePlus 9 Pro is a really good option for someone who wants a premium flagship but don't want to pay 4-digit prices. They don't want to pay over $1,000. I mean, this is a premium flagship. The OnePlus 9 Pro may be the best value premium flagship right now, but of course there's the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra, which I have not been able to test yet, but when that comes out, that could very well dethrone this phone. So yeah, that's about it for this review / day in the life with the OnePlus 9 Pro. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel or follow me on Instagram at Ben's Gadget Reviews. I post a lot of photo samples onto that Instagram account. And I will be getting the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra sometime in the next few days, I hope, so that will be my next video. So if you're interested in learning more about that phone, yeah, please stay tuned to my channel, man. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.